The hero that made me fall in love with Hero Wars is now an elf. I thought she was all along, and she got a rework. Who am I talking about? Well, let's get to it.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero Wars Central, and in today's video, I want to spend some time talking about Darkstar, her rework, her elf status, and where she fits now in my overall tier list. This isn't going to be a traditional tier list video like I've done in the past. I've already done a tier list video about Darkstar and about all the heroes on Hero Wars Mobile overall. You can check out that video on the link card in the top right hand corner right now. But let's go over the 4 skills that she has before and after. So the first skill, her ultimate skill, this was a double attack target. This was an interesting used skill that you would also often find countering the twins in kind of a way. You would also see a lot to counter some of the ODH, that is Orion, Dorian, Helios teams. So before it was a stun, it was a 3-second stun that damaged the back line and stunned the back line. It was one of the very few heroes in the game that could stun the back line. But this is, or control at all the back line. But now it is Vengeful Souls. And Vengeful Souls used to be Darkstar's green ability. And now it states Darkstar releases a wave that damages enemies and disables their buffing skills. So a couple of points of contention about this. First of all, this does not remove buffs, okay? Point number 1, this does not remove active buffs. So if Jorgen has a shield on an enemy, if, I don't know, if Sebastian's critical hit buff is on an enemy, this does not remove the buff. What it does do is it blocks buffs from happening. And here is a list of all of the buffs in the game, I believe, thanks to Doppelganger from server 294 on mobile. He borrowed this from Rayoto's Discord channel over on the Hero War Discord. Ray is a very strong mobile player. I like Ray a lot. But list of buffs here. There's a handful that are stopped. Take a look at this list. If you have any heroes on this list, or if you're constantly being countered by some heroes on this list, then this is your first consideration for Darkstar as a alternate sub-in hero. Green ability before was Vengeful Souls, like I discussed previously. Darkstar uses sonic waves to slow and deal damage to targets. No longer can you use Darkstar to slow down Karks and Kiras and all of that, which is, it is what it is. It's fine. Now it is Control. Now Control was the blue ability. Moving it up to the green ability means that it will activate slightly sooner. And Control states that Darkstar pushes back the nearest enemy and forces the target to fight on her side for 5 seconds. Now, the Control ability is a nice, interesting, unique ability that I believe should have been her ultimate. I feel like if the Control ability had been her ultimate instead of this, this green ability, this active ability, I think that Darkstar would be on another level, and I think that we would see a ton of Darkstars. Could you imagine, right as your enemy's Luther is about to jump, or your enemy's Cleaver is about to hook, or your enemy's Astaroth is about to throw up his shield? How about like Aurora's first attack? What about pairing Darkstar with Faceless, pushing the enemy tank back, then using Darkstar to control that second enemy in line? What if you could control Kark before he used his ultimate, or Kira before she used hers? Lots of great uses for Control, but unfortunately this is not an ability that you can manually operate, being that it's a green ability. Now it does activate slightly more often now, but still a cool ability. Just wish it was her ultimate. The blue ability, this was Control before. Now it is, it is worth mentioning that Control does last 1 additional second than it did before the rework, but now the Darkstar creates a shadow copy of herself after each shot. The shadow copy fires at the enemy with the lowest health. The damage dealt depends on physical attack. This is an interesting ability. She used to have partner be her Violet ability, and the Violet ability before stated after every shot, Darkstar creates a shadow that attacks the next enemy, dealing damage based on physical attack. So she would effectively attack twice. She's still attacking twice, but instead of attacking the next enemy in line, she's actually hitting the enemy with the lowest health, which I find to be potentially more useful. And I think that this is the one saving grace of the entire rework, if I'm being honest. We'll talk about the viability in just a second, but the ability to continually put pressure on that low health enemy, like the enemy Celeste, or maybe the enemy, I don't know, the enemy Alvinor, I don't know. Low health, squishy targets can't hide no matter where they are in the enemy team's lineup. This could be extremely effective if you're trying to make one of those execute style teams. I know that there are a few heroes, I believe maybe Arachne is one that particularly targets Arachne and Galahad, I think. And there's a couple more that particularly targets lowest health enemies. And it doesn't mean, the lowest total health. It's the lowest current health. So sometimes it'll attack a squishy mage or healer in the back. Sometimes the enemy tank will be the lowest health and she will attack that hero. So it's a nice ability to help finish off an enemy, to put you over the edge. And I think this is one of the best abilities that she has now. And then finally, we have Black Arrows. Darkstar shoots the 2 nearest enemies, damaging and marking them. The mark increases damage taken from Elves by 30%. So, I did a video talking about Alvinor just a little while ago. Alvinor is the new Guardian of the Forest, support mage kind of hero that, he multiplies Elvish effects. He's really effective paired with the mage side of Elves, but Darkstar is unique in that of the 5 Elves, Aurora, Alvinor, Kai, Thea, and of course Darkstar, she is the only physical hero of the bunch. Even Aurora as a tank, she's actually a magical tank. She does, her skins and everything is based on strength, but she does magic damage. So this increases all damage taken from Elves, but do you build Darkstar into your elf team? For the elf teams that I've seen people talk about, don't use Darkstar. Maybe they should. Maybe they're not giving Darkstar enough of a chance to shine. But from what I've seen so far, I just don't think that this is the build. So this Violet ability could potentially be completely wasted if you're not putting Darkstar in an elf team or a team with at least one other offensive elf. Of course, you could throw Thea in there. Thea doesn't really do much damage, but what if you were using Kai, extra damage from Kai, the extra damage that Alvinor does, Aurora does a ton of damage if you leave her unchecked, then I could see it. But I had done, like I mentioned previously, I'd already done Hero Wars Mobile tier list regarding Darkstar, and you can see her there in the counter or utility only tree. That is, I find Darkstar to be a hero that you would use to counter or control an enemy hero. I am not ready to make the change yet, but I got the feeling, I really have the feeling that we're gonna shift Darkstar from a counter or utility only hero to the next tier down, heroes that you must build a team around, right? If you don't have an elf team, I feel like a lot of Darkstar's damage is wasted, and you wouldn't build Darkstar at all. So not only did she lose her effectiveness at countering those backline heroes because she lost her backline stun, not only did she lose her slow, she gained the control ability to pause the enemy's use of buffs, but I just don't see her, being subbed in. So I think we move her. I think we do. We are going to talk about her today in today's live stream here in a couple of hours, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. UTC. We're going to talk about Darkstar on Hero Wars Mobile, how to get her, how to, what teams to build with her. I don't recommend leveling her. I don't. I've been talking to a lot of people here on Hero Wars Mobile, and while it is a very small population given the overall size of the Hero Wars Mobile population, I'm not seeing anybody saying that Darkstar or Elvish teams as a whole is really making that much of an impact on their servers meta. Hope to see you guys in my live stream today. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.